rising sign tarot reading for October 2019. I'm going to start off by going over the oracle cards that I pulled for you guys. So the first oracle card I pulled was TikTok. The number 3, which is about coming together, bringing together everything in unity. And with TikTok, I'm getting the impression that you might have some plans, Taurus, some plans that you've been stringently trying to stick to, and you might be really strict about, I guess, the timing of those plans. You know, I have to have this done by this time, this by this time. Why isn't this happening for me right now? This needs to hurry up. This needs to fall into place before this can fall into place, so on and so forth. So with TikTok, it's honestly about releasing those expectations of how timing works, because timing, it's not linear. Things are always happening all the time. You know, where you're meant to be is where you are right now. You know, whatever you expect of the future and where you're supposed to be in the future, well, technically you are in the future already, Taurus. Let's just throw that out there. You're already in the future. And even going on to say that, there's a very clear sort of message when we're talking about patience and respecting the way that time works, because when you're constantly wishing the moment away, you're missing the moment, you know? Additionally, with this whole, you know, setting your life's agenda and expecting things to fall into line the way that you've planned, kind of sets you up for failure in a way. It sets you up for disappointment, because things aren't always going to happen in the timing that you think that they're supposed to happen. And then when we look at this other oracle card that I pulled, it's an Angelarium oracle. This one is Keter, the Crown, which is spirituality, another Trinity card. And this one's really about faith. This one's about having faith in the divine purpose, your divine purpose, and divine timing as well, because all things are happening within their own purpose. So if you are making plans for something to happen, if you're expecting, you know, if you went on a job interview, you're expecting to hear back and it's taking so long, understand that it's taking so long for a reason. And technically it's not taking so long. It's taking the time that it's supposed to take. If you're waiting for your ships to come in, if you've been starting a project and you're not seeing any results coming in, things are happening at their own pace. And, you know, this is about having faith that you're gonna land where you're supposed to land. If you land in a different spot than you expected to land, you know, still continue to have that faith, because time is on your side. Time is always really working to keep you in the moment. Because time is relative to your perspective. You feel like, you know, this isn't where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm supposed to be somewhere else. You don't have to feel that way. You can literally just stop and sit there and just enjoy the moment that you're in, and enjoy the journey of making it to those other different moments, you know? So these two cards together are about not looking at time as sort of like a restriction and in the boundaries of how you planned out your time, you know? Be a little bit more flexible with how things are supposed to work. So additionally, I pulled an animal spirit card, and we got the hawk, which is another card about divine timing, seeing the bigger picture. If things aren't working out the way that you want them to work out right now, there's a higher purpose. This is also about divine messages, receiving divine messages, and this one is as well. So these kind of work together. You might receive a divine message in the form of an epiphany. You know, you might be experiencing something, it breaks you down, and then all of a sudden you have that aha moment, like, wait a second, I know why this happened to me. I know why this is here. Oh, I have a new idea, you know, on how things can work. And you don't have to be, you know, afraid of changing the plan, you know, abandoning one plan for another. And that's what the hawk symbolizes. Using that wisdom of knowing that things change, things are meant to change, and you can abandon the plan. you know, or not. You can stick to the plan, but just know the plan might not work out in the timing that you expect it to work out. So the theme for you is looking like you might have an idea of what to expect, but don't expect it to happen in the time frame that you put on yourself, because time is man-made. Things are always happening, and you know, life is only you know, measured based on our own perspectives on, you know, when we should hit certain milestones, when we should achieve certain, you know, things. And if we don't achieve them in that time frame, we feel, you know, like our life is going nowhere, or something of that drastic nature. But don't worry, things are working out the exact way that they're supposed to. And with this Faith card and with the Hawk card, I have a feeling that good things are happening for you. Good things are coming into fruition for you. It's just up to you to have faith. And if something is stalling in your life right now, maybe what's missing is that faith component. You know, maybe the universe is like, you know, I have all these blessings waiting for Taurus right over here. I'm just waiting for Taurus to let me do my job. Give me that faith, you know, that faith component, that spirit, that spiritual energy that resides in the faith vibration, you know, that's needed to propel them towards these blessings that I have sitting there for them. It's all about energy exchange. You know, if you're constantly worried, if you're constantly planning and restricting yourself, you know, stopping yourself from trying different things because you have an expectation of what you're supposed to do or supposed to receive, release those. Take those worries out of your mind so that you can, you know, open yourself up to that different frequency, that abundance frequency. You know, when you're so tightly wrapped like that, how are you going to get any blessings within, you know, that cocoon? Where are they going to fit in? They're going to try to get in there, but they can't. You got to, you know, open yourself up. I mean, I know that visual that I just gave was a little bit like dramatic, but that's how you have to see it. So that's the oracle message I have for you. Let's jump right into the tarot. All right, Taurus. So all these cards that I'm going to be using in here are pre-shuffled. I'm using the True Black Tarot deck today. Fabulous deck, one of my favorites. Very beautiful. So, all right, what messages do we have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising Sign for October 2019? What messages do we have for Taurus? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm going to take all of them. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Who's that, Taurus? Who's that? That's you. All right, so the Queen of Pentacles, reliable, self-sufficient, hardworking, family-oriented person. Doesn't have to be male or female, but it is feminine energy, meaning receptive energy. You know, you're sitting back and receiving information. You know, you're receiving messages. You're receiving, you know, I don't know, assistance, whatever you need. But this is the reliable queen. And as you can see, she has a ring in her hand. She's surrounded by pentacles. So maybe there's a financial component of what you're waiting for. Maybe a job opportunity, maybe something with your family. I don't know, let's look at the other cards. So we have the Two of Swords, which is about decision making, maybe being at a crossroads on which way you should go. And then it's followed by the Page of Pentacles, right? The Page of Pentacles can, in this situation, this is also Taurus, or it could be Capricorn or Virgo. Either of these cards can be that because they're earth sign cards. But I see this one in two ways. The first way is this could be somebody else in your life. It could be your child. It could be a friend, family member, lover, somebody who has an effect on your success, but maybe coming from a less experienced point of view. Maybe you're working with them, you're deciding to work with them. Or I can also see this in a way of this being that sort of young-minded, fresh perspective that you need to embody in order to move forward in a different direction. So with the Two of Swords, maybe you're deciding between, I don't know, abandoning one project for another. Maybe you're deciding between leaving your job to, you know, work on your personal passions in your personal projects. And that's actually followed by the 8 of Pentacles. So as you can see, you know, that hammer right there is well worn. Somebody's hard at work on their craft. Somebody's building up their skill set, working hard to get what they want. So there's definitely a work component to, you know, what's going to be happening to you in August 2019. You know, maybe you have a craft, a skill set, a business that you want to start. I don't know if you work with your hands, you know, if you have certain artistic things that you're working on, I don't know. But in October of 2019, it's looking like you're sort of at a crossroads and you need to make a decision to sort of abandon that, the word that I'm looking for, you know, has to do with that fixed mindset, you know, where this is what I built, this is the way that I'm used to doing it. I've been doing it, you know, like this for a while, so this is what I expect. And sort of reverting back to that more innocent, you know, willing to learn mindset, willing to start at the drawing board mindset so that you can, you know, maybe go back to a project that you do on the side or something, and start refining that so that you can venture out on your own. You know, maybe what you're doing or what you're used to, you know, doing and what you've been doing for a while just isn't cutting it for you right now. And then in October of 2019, you're just looking for something different, but it's going to take that shift in perspective, you know, that shift in mentality, rather than this is how I'm used to doing it, this is how I'm going to do it, this is how I expect the outcome to be. Take away some of those layers. Hey, you know, I've been doing it like this, but how about I try it like this instead, you know? And then if this is like maybe a partner of yours in a business scenario, and they have ideas, you know, that are a little bit different from what you're used to doing or how you're used to doing it, maybe give some of their ideas a try. Maybe consider them, you know? Let's pull some more cards. What other messages do we have for Taurus, October 2019? What other messages do we have for Taurus, October 2019? All right, so we have the moon. So the moon in this situation, I'm feeling this is all about perception. Definitely all about perception. This is about your perception. And honestly, you might not want to hear this, Taurus. You know, you guys aren't often wrong, right? You guys often have a really clear perception of things and how they should be done, how the system should work, right? However, this to me is a little bit about being deceived by your own expectations. You know, seeing an opportunity right in front of you, but it doesn't look the way that it's supposed to look. It doesn't sound the way that it's supposed to sound. So maybe you're not really seeing it for what it is. You know, maybe you're like, too good to be true. That's not the right thing. You know, this very well could have to do with maybe a Pisces in your life. If it's not an earth sign, it could be a Pisces or a Cancer, Scorpio, some sort of water sign person in your life that looks too good to be true. But so far, based on what I'm seeing on the table, there's a lot of opportunity in this situation. You know, we have a lot of players on the table so far. So I'm seeing opportunity. Opportunity that comes from not really allowing the smoke and mirrors ideology to affect your decision making. You know, this idea that if it doesn't look the way that it's supposed to, it couldn't be the right way. Yeah, it very well could be, you know? Let's pull some more cards. What other messages do we have for Taurus, October 2019? What other messages do we have for Taurus, October 2019? What other messages do we have for Taurus, October 2019? What other messages do we have for Taurus, October 2019? All right. Okay, 4 of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles on the table. A lot of Pentacles on the table. So let's describe this image so that we can get a better understanding of what this is talking about. This is about restrictions. This is about sort of holding yourself back financially, holding yourself back creatively. Butterflies are about transformation, and as you can see, they're caught in a web. They're not allowed to flourish. They're not allowed to bring in, transformation, abundance, new ideas. They're this brilliant, bright blue, with this black background, and the coins are stuck in the sand. They're stuck. They're not allowed to move. And when it comes to your situation in October 2019, you have to allow yourself to move, Taurus. You have to allow yourself to expand creatively. You have to allow yourself to expand financially. Maybe you're making an investment that you need to expand upon. You need to allow yourself to expand upon. Maybe you're considering a partnership, and it involves you taking a financial risk, or even managing your money in a different way than you're used to. But don't restrict yourself. If you don't, you got to spend money to make money in a way. I'm not saying go spend all your coins. What I'm saying is you have to take a risk in order to gain. So it goes right along with the theme. And I'm having a feeling that you're wanting some money to come in. I'm having a feeling that you want some stability. It could have to do with your family, your children, something like that, your workplace. You're looking to make a change for your own security, but you're gonna have to shift. You're gonna have to allow that creative mindset to come into play, and it's right below the Two of Swords, which is another sort of mental energy component to that card right there. You're gonna have to really think things through, and expand your thought. Don't restrict your thought. Let's get some more cards for Taurus, October 2019. What other messages do we have for Taurus? What other messages do we have for Taurus, October 2019? What other messages do we have for Taurus, October 2019? What other messages do we have for Taurus? Whoa. A lot of messages. Let me see. One, two. I'm gonna take all of them. Let me see. No, I'm not. I'm not going to take all of them. I'm only going to take the two, this one and then this other one that was on the bottom, because all the rest of these are just too big cards. All right. We don't need that many cards, Taurus, because we have enough on the table. So the first card that flew out is the Two of Pentacles. So we have the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles about decision making. The Two of Pentacles is about balancing your finances. I don't know if you're having financial issues with saving, issues with spending. If you're penny pinching, they have a saying, robbing Peter to pay Paul. If you're doing something like that, that's only going to last for so long. As you can see, the foundation that this cat, or what is that, a possum or something? Not a possum. I don't know what that is. Whatever this animal is, the foundation is a little bit wobbly. You're not gonna be able to do that for very long, Taurus. You're gonna have to be bold enough to take a risk. This is the Strength card. You're gonna have to be bold enough to step outside your own comfort zone and face some challenges that might feel a little bit uncomfortable. Might feel like you're putting yourself out there, right? So I'm telling you. And a part of some of those cards that I put back, one of them was the Death card, which is relevant in this situation, but we don't need that. I didn't need that card to be able to explain this message to you. Changing your mindset is crucial to your success. Changing your mindset is crucial to you moving forward, especially when it comes to money, when it comes to how you make your money. Maybe you want a new career, you want a new job. Maybe you're really good at something, but you're afraid that you're not gonna be successful at it. Maybe you've been coming up against a wall every time you try to do it. Because Taurus, you guys are go-getters. I know that you're not afraid to go get it. I know that you're not afraid to push yourself, Taurus, but you know what? Maybe you need to push yourself in a different direction. And going back to the oracle cards, maybe patience. Maybe you are traveling in the right direction, Taurus, but you're just needing patience, right? You're just needing a little bit of patience. Because especially with this Eight of Pentacles right here, it takes time to perfect your craft, right? It takes time. It takes strength to endure. Definitely takes strength to endure, which is right under the Eight of Pentacles. You're gonna have to be very careful about how you're balancing your finances. I wouldn't be excessive with your spending. I'd be very smart and very thoughtful with your spending, right? But don't be afraid to put your money in thoughtful places. If it's gonna help you advance your career, you know, skim a little off the top over here, right? Where you're investing and putting money in a place that may not be benefiting you too much, and take those extra funds and put it somewhere that's going to benefit you in the long run. A great example, totally common, you know, the money that a lot of us spend on like food and Starbucks and things like that, you know, our guilty pleasures, you know, maybe you can cut back in some of those areas so that you can reinvest that money back into your business, your craft, you know, I don't know, putting more I don't know, more money into school or something, you know, if you want to go back to school, you know, and learn a craft. Stop doing, you know, Starbucks. Don't go to the movies. Don't go out to eat so much. Cut a little bit off the top, just so you can reinvest that excess into something that'll really benefit you, right? Especially with the Moon card here, because that can be a lot of self-deception, not really seeing the opportunities that you have in front of you, not really seeing where you can cut corners. And that's a decision you're gonna have to make. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of clarity, get a little clarity for these cards, right? So clarify the Queen of Pentacles for Taurus, October 2019. All right, let me see. We have the Joker, which is the Fool in the traditional tarot. So taking a risk, We said that, Taurus, we said that. You got to take a risk. You got to take a risk. You got to go back to being the Fool. You got to, you know, take off your queen hat and put on your page hat. Doesn't matter the gender. Put on your page hat, take a step back so that you can see things from a newer perspective. That's all being the Fool is, having that innocence, removing what you already know, right? So that you don't have expectations. All you're doing is seeing everything as an opportunity. That's what it means to be the Fool, all right? Let's clarify the Two of Swords. Whoa. All right, so we have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So what I'm getting from this is this Queen of Swords, she really isn't afraid to cut to the chase, get to the point of things, be very analytical and wise. She uses her past experiences to make decisions. And then paired up with the Knight of Swords, in my opinion, this is about being creative. Being very creative with the way that you're problem solving, using your wisdom, but also, you know, the sword suit isn't about, it's not about wisdom accumulated that sort of creates that stable mindset or fixed mindset that would come with the suit of Pentacles. The swords are more about like innovative mindsets, creative mindsets, being able to think outside the box. There is sort of an innocence about the mindset of a sword suit, only because it's about mental expansion, mental agility. So when you're making your decision, try to be creative about it. You know, be smart and witty about it, but be creative. And because these are two different players here, if you're getting help from somebody, which we got the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, and then we have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords. If you're getting help from somebody, or somebody's offering you help, they could help you make this decision. They could help you see things in a different way that you didn't even think of. They can maybe even get you in that more creative, like innovative mindset that you're gonna need to decide how you're gonna strategize, right? And they could be younger than you. Could be younger than you. Or could be vice versa. So let's go ahead and clarify the Page of Pentacles for August 2019. Clarify the Page of Pentacles for August 2019. Clarify the Page of Pentacles for August 2019. All right, not taking all this other stuff. We do have the Three of Cups though. The Three of Cups is definitely about coming together with your friends, or coming together with the people in your group and in your circle. And really, it's traditionally about celebration, but in this context, I think it's about collaboration. It's really about collaboration. Maybe even letting down your guards with this person. Maybe you're guarded with whoever this is trying to help you, or whatever mentality it is that's trying to come in. Letting down your guards and allowing yourself to sort of just receive. Just go with the flow. Go with the flow of things. Get into that that collaborative mindset, to where it's not just your opinion that you're valuing. You're valuing the opinions and perspectives of others, and not being so traditionally wound. Not trying to call you uptight at all, Taurus. An uptight Taurus, what? Never. But I think that you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So let's clarify the Eight of Pentacles. August 2019, clarify the Eight of Pentacles. All right. We have the Nine of Swords, anxiety, worry, loss of hope. None of that is going to help you achieve your goals, so get rid of it. If you feel it coming on, if you feel like you don't want to pursue your live stream because you're not good enough at it, you're not going to be successful, you're never going to learn this skill, you're never going to be a master, just throw that mentality away and move forward. End of, Taurus. Just try not to let your negative self-talk get to you. Just don't do it, Taurus. It's not going to benefit you. You know it's not going to benefit you. But even further than that, put it into practice. In August 2019, there's opportunity for you. There's opportunity sitting right there for you on your perfect little, Taurus pedestal. Right there waiting for you, but it's up to you to tell yourself that you're allowed to have it. It's up to you to tell yourself that you're good enough for it. You're skilled enough. You can have it. Even if in the past you failed at trying to achieve it, do it again. If it's in front of you, it's meant to be yours, right? Try again. Clarify the Moon card. Oop. Clarify the Moon card. Clarify the Moon card for Taurus, August 2019. Clarify. Thank you. Four of Pentacles once again on the table. Four of Pentacles clarifying the Moon. There's an illusion about the restrictions that you're placing on yourself. That inability to allow your money to grow, allow your skill set to grow, based on that fixed mentality. You're really gonna have to see past what you can see, Taurus. And the only way to see past what you can see is to have faith. That's the only way. I'm sorry, Taurus. I can't give you this really super concrete way to really, release yourself from this box. The only way to release yourself is to mentally release yourself. It's almost like, with the Matrix, the only way out of the Matrix is to realize that it exists, So faith is a common theme for you. Faith that you can expand and grow. The moment you start believing that you can grow and change is the moment you start to change. You've already changed just in that second. And that's double confirmation that you're restricting yourself, that you're holding on too tightly to what you know. So let's go ahead and clarify the Four of Pentacles. Clarify the Four of Pentacles for Taurus, August 2019. Clarify the Four of Pentacles for Taurus, August 2019. Okay. Three of Swords, another 3 on the table. Maybe in the past you've been hurt, Taurus. Maybe you've tried to do something and it's really hurt your feelings because you weren't able to do it. Maybe you trusted somebody's advice and it just wasn't good. And it left you in a place of feeling a sense of lack. And now you don't want to take a risk. The Three of Swords is about pain, Taurus. Serious pain. You know, not that lighthearted stuff. It's serious pain, it is. And I know that can create fear. You know, a fear about your abilities, a fear about where you can go, how far you can go. It doesn't serve you, Taurus. I can't say it any plainer than that. It doesn't serve you. You know, you got to release that pain, that fear, you know, because pain, pain is also a part of the Matrix. If we're doing this Matrix reference, you know, it's a construct, you know, it's something that we hold on to so that we can validate our experiences, so that we can understand that it happened, we can analyze it, we can go through it. And you know, the thing about that, you're not meant to hold on to it forever. So whatever pain you faced in the past with trying new things, putting yourself out there, being rejected, being let down, not living up to your own expectations, not getting things when you feel like you should have got them in the time frame, not meeting certain milestones, you got to release it. That's it. That's it. Those cobwebs, if those butterflies are caught in, it's old news, you know? Those are beautiful butterflies. They deserve to grow and expand. Let them go. Clear out those cobwebs. Clarify the Two of Pentacles. Clarify the Two of Pentacles. All right. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. My favorites, right? The Four of Cups here. The reason why you have the Four of Cups here is because there's an opportunity right in front of you that you're ignoring. You're either too stubborn, too jaded, too tired, too confused, just too worn out, too asleep, too something. But there's an opportunity and you need to take it. That's all I'm saying, because whatever you're doing right now is not going to hold you forever. The thing about life, either you're going to move or you're going to be moved. I love you, Taurus. Take that cup. The Four of Cups is traditionally a man sitting down under a tree with 3 cups around him and somebody offering him the cup that he needs to move forward. He doesn't want it. Take it. Take it, Taurus. Let's clarify the Strength card. Clarify the Strength card. Clarify the Strength card for Taurus. Clarify the Strength card for Taurus, October 2019. Clarify. There we go. All right. All right. Have the strength to release that burden. You're holding on to too many things. You got to let a couple of them go so that you can reach your goals. Maybe the reason why you're not able to reach your goals, get this certain thing that you want, is because you're holding on to too many other things. You got to let some of them go. And that's what strength is about. Strength is really about making the tough choices. It's not always about holding on. It's also about being able to walk away, to release. And that's what Spirit's trying to tell you. 7 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You've been holding on. You've been holding on. You've been working. You've been trying to grow things. The bottom of this deck is the 9 of Pentacles. All Pentacles, all you, Taurus. You can get what you want. You can get everything. All the abundance and the wealth that you want, the lavish lifestyle that you want, the stability for your family that you want, the independence that you want, because you've been working towards it and you're getting tired. I know. But it's because there's something that you need to release. There's something that you need to release. There's an opportunity that you need to jump onto. There's a risk that you need to take, and there's an anxiety that you need to confront so that it can go. So you can allow your butterflies to fly. And all this great skill set, all these great talents that you have all on the board can actually be put to use to your benefit because you're talented. So now let's pull some advice cards for my beautiful Tauruses for October 2019. What advice do we have? All right, for Taurus. First piece of advice, Page of Cups. With the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The Page of Cups, you know, don't be so idealistic that you get disappointed because you have all these crazy expectations and things aren't as grand as you expected them to be. You know, you have the skills, talent, and imagination to get everything that you want, but once again, don't allow yourself to get so caught up in the dream that you lose sight of reality. What other advice do we have for Tauruses? October. Just throw away the whole deck. Just the whole deck. You know what I'm saying? Just ruin my whole formation that I have down here. Just, oh my goodness. It was so beautiful and neat. Just ruined. Let's try that again, Taurus. What advice do we have? There's one. What other advice do we have for Taurus? Spirit has a lot to say to you, Taurus. What have you been up to? What advice do we have for Taurus, October 2019? What advice do we have for Taurus, October 2019? There's one more. And then we'll get one more. What advice do we have for Taurus for October 2019? All right, we'll take all of them. Just fine. Just fine. Ruin my whole formation. Oh, there's a lot of players on the board. What? Okay, Taurus. I'm starting to get the feeling that there's some help in your life that you might not be totally on board with accepting. We have the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Action, the Queen of Passion, the Queen of Taking Charge. We have the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Compassion, Understanding, Reasoning, Emotionality, and we have the Knight of Swords once again appearing on the board. Brash, abrasive, rushing forward into things, but at least going somewhere. If somebody's offering you help, Taurus, I think that with the Star card here, it's everything that you've wished for. You've been wishing for something and it's right there in front of you. This is an amazing card. You're gonna get your wish. You're divinely guided and supported by the divine, right? But you have to step out of the illusion, the Moon card here again, the illusion that things should happen within a certain time frame and that things should happen in a certain way. Especially with all these players on the board, they're all different. They're all different. These are all different players on the board. Different opinions, different mindsets, different mentalities, different perspectives. Have faith that your wish will be granted. It might not come in the form or the time that you think it will, but it's coming. And that's the message that Spirit has for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed doing this reading, and I really hope to see you again in the next one. I hope you got a lot out of it, okay? Have a good one.